After Clara got the promotion, her colleague David stopped by her desk. He smiled and said all the right things. Then he leaned in and asked, "Who helped you get there?" "Not congratulations, not you earned this. Who helped you?" Clara thought it was a casual conversation, so she answered honestly. She mentioned her mentor, the late nights, and the project that nearly broke her back. 3 months later, she found out David had told the boss about her struggles and used them to show that she wasn't ready for the job. At that time, she didn't realize it, but that question was never about curiosity. It was jealousy. And jealousy, as Clara learned, speaks a very specific kind of English. In this video, you'll discover the hidden psychology behind the questions jealous people ask and learn 8 natural English expressions to recognize, describe, and overcome jealousy. Through this story, you'll not only understand the signs of jealousy, but also build and practice the vocabulary to talk about it with confidence. Imagine sharing a moment of success with someone. Maybe you finally bought something you worked hard for, or maybe you started a business, or you invested in something meaningful. Instead of asking, "Have you achieved it? How you feel about it?" the first thing they ask is, "How much did it cost?" Now, notice the collocation. To diminish someone's achievement means to make something seem smaller or less important. This is a good collocation. Jealous people are really interested in the actual value of what you bought. What they really want is information they can use to compare themselves to you. They're trying to measure your position against their own. The moment you reveal the number, a mental calculation begins. If the amount is higher than they expected, they feel threatened. If it is lower, they search for ways to diminish your achievement and convince themselves it isn't impressive after all. You might hear comments like, "That's so expensive, I would never spend that much," or "I know someone who got it cheaper." These reactions, notice, are not really about money. They are attempts to regain a sense of superiority. This is why highly successful people often keep financial details private. They understand that not everyone asking questions is genuinely interested in learning. Some people are searching for comparisons, validation, and reasons to minimize what others have achieved. One question that clearly shows jealousy is, "Who helped you get there?" At first, it sounds completely harmless. In many situations, success does involve support from mentors, friends, and family. No one achieves everything entirely alone. But when jealousy is present, the question carries a hidden motive. The jealous person is not seeking inspiration. They're looking for a way to explain your success without giving full credit to your effort, discipline, and persistence. Here's the expression: to attribute success to external factors. Again, notice how it works. They want to believe you had advantages they didn't have. If they can convince themselves your achievement came from connections, luck, or a special treatment, they protect their ego from a painful truth. That consistent effort often produces extraordinary results. Jealous people tend to focus on who opened doors for you, not what you did after those doors were opened. They overlook the long nights, the difficult decisions, and the troubles. Their attention shifts to external factors because admitting your hard work, that would force them to examine their own choices. And that self-reflection is uncomfortable for them. You may notice a small sign when this question comes from jealousy. Instead of showing admiration or curiosity about your journey, they seem disappointed when they learn how much work was involved. They keep searching for a shortcut in your story. They ask about influential contacts. They want an easier explanation. One of the most damaging questions jealous people ask is, "Are you sure it'll last?" Unlike open criticism, this question hides behind a mask of concern. It sounds reasonable on the surface, which is exactly why many people fail to recognize the negativity buried inside it. Imagine you receive a promotion after years of hard work. Instead of congratulating you, someone immediately asks, "Are you sure the company will keep growing?" Or perhaps you launch a business and the response is, "Are you sure the market won't change?" Maybe you enter a healthy relationship and they quickly wonder, "Are you sure this person is the right one?" Notice the focus is not on your achievement. The focus is on potential failure. The conversation is shifted away from success and redirected toward uncertainty. This is the expression, to plant seeds of doubt. To plant a seed means you put something small in the ground that grows into something large. Jealous people plant seeds of doubt in your mind at the very moment you should feel most confident. Now, this is very important. Not everyone who asks this question is jealous. Genuine friends may offer caution because they care. The difference lies in their overall attitude. Supportive people acknowledge your success first and offer advice to help you protect it. But jealous people skip the celebration entirely and move directly to worst-case scenarios. The words may sound similar, yes, but the intentions are completely different. The danger is this: doubt can spread quickly. Even highly capable people experience moments of uncertainty. One negative comment may not seem important, but hearing negative comments again and again can slowly make you lose confidence. You start to doubt decisions that once felt clear. You spend more time worrying about what could go wrong than focusing on what is going right. This is what we call disguised concern. The concern that looks real on the surface, but underneath is something else entirely. One of the clearest signs of hidden jealousy appears when someone responds to your achievement with the question, "What's so special about that?" It may sound like simple curiosity, but in many cases, the question is not asked to understand your success. It is asked to reduce its importance. When people see someone else accomplishing something they haven't achieved themselves, they face a choice. They can feel inspired and learn from that person's example, or they can protect their ego by convincing themselves the achievement is not valuable. Jealous people usually choose the second option. By minimizing your success, they avoid facing their own lack of progress. You might hear comments like, "Lots of people do that. That's not a big deal. What's so special about it?" These statements are designed to make your achievement seem less important. The goal is not to understand your journey. The goal is to make your success appear ordinary. And here's what this behavior shows. The same person may react very differently. If they achieve something similar themselves, suddenly the accomplishment becomes important, difficult, and worthy of recognition. This shows why they really reacted that way. The issue is not the achievement, the issue is that someone else achieved it. So remember, the value and achievement is not determined by someone else's opinion. A person's inability to recognize your progress doesn't reduce its significance. Confident people are happy when others succeed because they understand another person's victory doesn't take anything away from them. One of the trickiest questions jealous people ask is, "What's your next move?" On the surface, it sounds encouraging. It may even feel like genuine interest in your future. But many people naturally imagine that anyone asking about the goals wants to see them succeed. But here is a psychological truth. Not everyone who asks this question is motivated by support. In some cases, jealous people use it for information gathering. That is our next expression. Information gathering. Collecting details not to help but to compare, criticize, or compete. When people see you making progress, they become curious about where you're headed. Supportive people ask because they are excited for you, but jealous people ask because they feel threatened. Threatened by your energy. Knowing your plans allows them to evaluate your chances of success and identify possible weaknesses, and finally position themselves ahead of you. One of the biggest mistakes ambitious people make is sharing every idea before it's been developed. You tell others about a business idea or a career goal long before it becomes reality. While this may feel harmless, it can fill your mind with negative thoughts. This is why many successful people develop a habit of speaking less about future intentions and more about completed results. Not every dream needs an audience during its earlier stages. Goals often gain strength when they are protected from outside influence. The more people know, the more opportunities exist for interference, criticism, and comparison. Wise people understand that trust should be earned, not automatically granted. They share future plans selectively. They choose people who have consistently showed support, care, and genuine encouragement, rather than those who simply appear interested in knowing what comes next. And this connects to our expression. To protect your energy, to be selective about who you share your plans with, to guard your inner world. Beyond the 5 questions we've discussed, jealous people also have a habit of asking deeply personal questions. These are questions about your finances, your relationships, your private struggles. Questions that are not just curious but too personal. The jealous person is not always interested in helping you or supporting you. Sometimes they gather personal information in case it becomes useful later. A friendly conversation can later turn into gossip, pressure, or secret competition. This is why emotional awareness, our next expression, is so important. Emotional awareness means recognizing not just what someone is asking, but why they might be asking it. It means reading the intention behind the words. You now understand the psychology behind the questions jealous people ask. Let me give you all the 8 expressions together. Useful vocabularies for describing jealousy in natural English. Number 1. To diminish someone's achievement, to make someone's success seem smaller or less important than it really is. Example: instead of congratulating her, he tried to diminish her achievement by pointing out who helped her. Number 2. To plant seeds of doubt, to introduce small uncertainties that grow over time. When she asked if I was sure the business would last, she was planting seeds of doubt. Number 3. Disguise concern, worry that looks real on the surface but hides a different motive. His question about my finances was disguised concern. He wasn't worried, he was comparing. Number 4. To protect your energy, to be selective about who you share your time, plans, and personal details with. Example: I've learned to protect my energy by keeping future plans private until they're complete. Number 5. Emotional awareness. The ability to recognize not just what someone says, but why they might be saying it. Emotional awareness helps you distinguish between genuine curiosity and jealousy-driven questions. Number 6. Constructive feedback versus jealousy-driven criticism. Useful advice that helps you improve versus criticism designed to make you feel small. Supportive friends offer constructive feedback. Jealous people offer criticism disguised as feedback. Number 7. To attribute success to external factors. To explain someone's achievement by pointing to luck, connections, or help, rather than their own effort. He attributed her success to external factors instead of acknowledging her years of hard work. Number 8. Information gathering. Collecting details not to support, but to compare, compete, or criticize. She wasn't just curious about my plans, it was information gathering. These 8 expressions are not just vocabulary for your IELTS exam. They help you understand people and make better choices in your relationships. Now, let's practice these expressions. I'll give you a situation and then you try to choose the best expression. Alright? Practice number 1. Someone says you only got that promotion because your manager likes you. So tell me, which expression describes this behavior? Pause the video and think. Very good, that's right. The answer is to diminish someone's achievement because this person is making someone's success seem less important. Practice number 2. Someone keeps saying negative things about your abilities until you start questioning yourself. Okay, tell me which expression fits this situation. Pause the video and think. Well done. The answer is to plant seeds of doubt, because those negative comments slowly make someone lose confidence. Alright, now it's your turn. In the comments below, describe a moment when someone asked you a question that felt more like a trap than genuine curiosity. Use at least one expression from today's lesson and I'll personally read and respond to as many comments as I can. Subscribe to the channel because here you don't just learn English, you learn how to understand people and express what others struggle to put into words. By the way, don't stop here. If you like this video, check out my previous videos on the screen now.